is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to Funnelheads. Today we're going to be talking about some exclusive Royal Caribbean content, and that is what are the stockholder benefits for Royal Caribbean shareholders. We'll go over how many shares you need, what those benefits are, of course, rules and restrictions, and most importantly, is it worth it? But first, before we get there, if you're new to the channel or returning and you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so, becoming part of that Funnelhead family. We'd love to have you. Also, commenting and liking on the video is much appreciated. But let's get right into it. So the benefit offered is reserved only for shareholders that own a minimum of 100 shares of Royal Caribbean, which is ticker symbol RCL on the New York Stock Exchange. And one important note about the 100 shares, you do not have to purchase the whole 100 all at once. If you're on a budget like me, or you don't want to drop all that money at one time, you can build up to that 100. So you can purchase 1, 5, 10 shares at a time until you get to the 100, as long as you're there, hopefully before your next sailing on a Royal Caribbean brand cruise line, so that way you can take advantage of the benefits. The benefit is valid as well for all sailings on not only Royal Caribbean International, but also Celebrity Cruises and Asmara, which I think I said that right. Let me know if I didn't. All you need to do in order to get the benefit is provide proof of purchase. So basically a statement, showing that you have the 100 shares. You can get this from a brokerage firm if you're, through someone that manages your money like that, or if you're using a free app like Webull or Robinhood, you can of course print it out yourself. You also need to provide your name, your address, the confirmation number, and ship and sail date as well. And you can fax this in or email it at this point, and I can provide that information in the description box. One side note is, if you've never used Webull before, I have an account. I'm going to put my link in the description box for it. If you happen to sign up through my link, we both get some free shares. So I'll provide some information on that as well, just as it's there if you want to use it. So what are the benefits for owning the Royal Caribbean 100 shares of stock? Well, it really comes down to how many days you're traveling as far as cruising goes. So for cruises that are 5 days or less, you're going to get $50 of onboard credit. And for those that are new to cruising or haven't cruised in a while and forgot what onboard credit is, it's basically just a credit to use while you're on the ship. So an example of using this would be, buying a t-shirt or something at a souvenir store while you're on the ship, and you get credited up to $50. Now for cruises that are 6 to 13 days long, you will actually get $100 in onboard credit. And then for cruises that are 14 days or longer, you get $250 of onboard credit. Now shareholder benefit applies to bookings made after June 1st of 2019. Onboard credit is applied on a per stateroom basis, double occupancy, and 1 shareholder credit per stateroom. However, if you do have 2 or more staterooms and shares are held jointly, a minimum of 100 shares per stateroom booked must be held. So in this example, you would need to own 200 shares in order to get onboard credit for both staterooms. Single guests paying 200% of fare receive full onboard credit value. Onboard credit may not be used for onboard service charges or prepaid activities. Any unused credit after the final night will be forfeited, so you will not get any type of future credit for another cruise or cash value. So it's basically a use it or lose it by the last night. So if you still have some credit by the last night, just find something to buy. Otherwise, you're not going to get anything back, basically. Benefit is not combinable with interline rates, travel agent rates, and employee, friends, and family rates. Of course, benefits cannot be redeemed for charter sailings or complimentary sailings. I wish I was on a complimentary sailing. Benefit is not transferable and not available to employees, agents of Royal Caribbean, affiliates, travel agents, and tour operators. and onboard credit is applied directly to the shareholder's stateroom folio before sailing. So those are basically the rules and restrictions that we went through real quick. Sorry for reading a little bit, but there's a lot of information. Now for the most important question, is it worth it? Is it worth buying 100 shares of Royal Caribbean, either all at once or over an extended period of time, just for this benefit? Well, I think that just comes down to your personal situation, but I would say if you cruise on a Royal Caribbean brand cruise line once every other year even, I think it is worth it. I mean, you're going to get this benefit over and over again. Like I said, it's not a one-time use benefit, and the good thing too is if you take longer cruises, of course, the more benefit that you get. And then you also have to think about the stock in general as well. They do provide a dividend for their shareholders that you could either reinvest or, of course, use as passive income as well, or invest into another company, of course. And then you have to look at the company as a whole as well. If you believe in the Royal Caribbean brand and you believe in what they're doing, then I think it definitely is worth it. But again, just do your own research, because it is a lot of money, of course, especially depending on when you buy it and how many shares you buy of it, of course, because that price changes every second nearly. But that's really it on the video. Hopefully it provided you some insight and a little bit of information. If you have any questions, of course, ask in the comments below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching, and perhaps I will see you right back here in another video or on a cruise ship one day. Catch you later.